Important disclaimer, any movie footage used in our videos are owned entirely by the copyright holders. For Me to You Media does not claim ownership. All movie footage used are for educational purposes, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support filmmakers and filmmaking by watching the movies and TV shows recommended.
Hello and welcome to From Me to You Media. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the Mean Girls 2024 remake. And we'll be asking the question, did it deserve the criticism that it received? Before getting into reviews and budgets, let's talk about what this movie is. The original 2004 Mean Girls was inspired by Rosalind Wiseman's book, Queen Bees and Wannabes. This book is a non-fiction guide that explores the dynamics of teenage cliques, peer pressure, and the social hierarchies in high school. Tina Fey, who wrote the screenplays, used that as a foundation to create the iconic story of Katie Heron navigating the plastics. Now, 2024 isn't a straight remake of the original. It's an adaptation of the Broadway musical, which itself is based off the original. So, all around, it's a movie based off a musical, based off a movie, based off a book. If you can keep up. Now let's talk dinero, money, cheese, coin, budget. According to Box Office Mojo and TheNumbers.com, Mean Girls 2024 had a budget of about $36 million. On opening night, it earned around $28 million, which is already a strong start. And in total, the film brought in $104 million worldwide, with $72 million coming from domestic audiences. Not bad for all the mutiny and scrutiny that came behind the movie. The negative online reviews all marched to the beat of the same drum. I'm going to reference one I found on Medium.com posted by Totally Real Movie Reviews, which spoke out on the dry acting and diluting of mean in Mean Girls. They and much others felt this movie to be a cheap knockoff to the original, not understanding if the movie wants to be its own identity or a nostalgic remembrance of what we loved before. A good point made by the creator is that we are supposed to hate Regina with Katie and then realize who Katie is becoming, but it's too soft in comparison to the original. For example, the worst that Renee Rapp's Regina has done was give Katie a pair of high heels so that she can make fun of her for not being able to walk in high heels. But in the original 2004, Rachel McAdams' Regina, she called Planned Parenthood and pretended that a girl in their school was pregnant because one of her best friends, Gretchen, the boy that she liked, also was talking to this girl. Rachel McAdams' Regina just came off very controlling and manipulative, and we knew that she was controlling and manipulative, and you can actually root for Katie Heron in the original to actually be a bitch back to Regina because you want her to stand up for herself and you want somebody to take that girl down. In my honest opinion, and you can disagree, but I felt that the 2024 remake did a good job at integrating new age camp and lightheartedness with the early 2000s rawness. For example, the depths of Regina's relationship with her mother is deeper explored, and of course we all can tell that she lives through Regina, but now is slapped in our faces.
Never gonna believe what I found in your closet this morning.
Why are you in my closet?
Because I'm doing that Japanese organizing thing where you take a little nap in the closet.
And gives us sympathy for a character we loved and hated. I also enjoyed every song and how they pushed the story along for those who have seen the movie before. Honorable mention to the song transitions and choreography because they actually give a visual appeal to the movie. What I don't agree with is the infantilization. The infantilization of Karen and just how she just comes off too dumb to even be able to care for herself. Like, she's drinking a soda and instead of the soda straw going into her mouth, she sticks it in her nose, which, like, we all miss our mouths sometimes. It's just unbearable because we could have did more with embracing her sexuality, like they did do more with that. while still keeping her the same amount of ditzy that she already was, because that was like an extremely low amount of ditzy in the original movie. So how much more dumb could she have possibly have got? Like, overall, I don't believe that the 2024 remake deserved all of the negative feedback that it received. I believe that it does a great job at being its own movie and marking its territory for the new generation while also letting us have our classic. It definitely still paid a lot of homage to the classic. It actually was like word for word copy of the classic and still had its own parts that made it its own movie. And that's what I liked about it. I felt myself laughing. I felt myself being like, I really didn't like that. I think the songs are an integral part of the story that actually make the movie better. And if we probably didn't have the music, then we probably wouldn't even want to watch the movie at all, because then it would still be a complete copy of the original, and everyone would hate on it more because of the deliveries and the inauthenticness of it. Thanks for watching this full video. If you made it all the way, comment down below if you like the 2024 remake, or if you prefer the original, or if you do not care, or if you're gonna give it a try. Leave a comment. Have a good day.